Bobby Gassoff. Man, you talk about toughness, character, all of that kind of wrapped in to one little present. That's exactly what he is right now. I got to tell one Bobby Gassoff story, though. After a game, I'm walking through the concourse one day, and I see all this commotion coming out of the Blues team store. And there was a shoplifter. You got security running around, you got police chasing this guy, and they couldn't catch him. But this guy did. All of a sudden, I see Bobby just dart through the security, go through the doors, tackles the guy. He's got him in an arm bar on the sidewalk. Like, what is wrong with this guy? But we all know his background, and obviously, hey, if you cross that line, he can certainly put you in your place. So, security at the Enterprise Center as well. And he actually did play for Donnie Morehouse, so we'll go ahead and clear that up as well, man. The son of the legendary Bob Gassoff, Bobby Jr. carved his own path in the game of hockey, played AAA hockey here in St. Louis before he enjoyed stops in Detroit, the USHL, and the BCHL prior to a wonderful four-year career at the University of Michigan, which included an NCAA title back in 1998 while playing for the great Red Berenson. During his four-year career, Gassoff's teams would play in two Frozen Fours while playing with some of the best players in the history of the program. Guys like Mike Comrie, Mike Camilleri, Marty Turco, I'm sure I'm forgetting a couple others. His character off the ice was also recognized, as he was awarded the University of Michigan's Athletic Department's Humanitarian Award, while also being nominated for NCAA Humanitarian Awards, primarily for his work with the Cancer Center and Children's Hospital in Ann Arbor. But there's way more to Bobby Gassoff than just being a tough defenseman. Following a stint in pro hockey, Gassoff retired from hockey to pursue his desire to becoming a Navy SEAL officer. And after graduating from SEAL training, Gassoff would be assigned to SEAL Team 7, where he had multiple overseas assignments, highlighted by his 2007 combat deployment to Iraq. It's my honor to introduce Bobby Gassoff, Jr.
Thanks, Andy. I can neither confirm nor deny the story that you just told, by the way, but thank you for the introduction. Rupper, where's my speech? It was up here.
Oh, there we go.
I found it. I'm kidding. I know, 6 minutes, Rupper, 6 minutes. The only thing harder than completing SEAL training is thanking everybody for why I'm up here in 6 minutes, but I'm going to do my best. Good evening. I want to start by thanking the Hall of Fame Committee for recognizing me to be honored along with my fellow inductees tonight, and for all their hard work behind the scenes to make this fantastic event happen. It's really impressive. I'd like to congratulate my fellow inductees on their accomplishments and also being recognized tonight. I'm very honored to be up here with you. I also feel very fortunate tonight because tonight is in the same year, just a few months after my father was inducted in the Blues inaugural Hall of Fame class in January. So what a year it's been. Many of us in the room are here because we're also fortunate to have been part of such a great game. This game has given so much to so many, and without question has given so much to me. I'm lucky to have played the game that rewards hard work, toughness, and perseverance, despite not always having the most talent on the ice. Many people have helped me along the way through my journey as coaches or mentors, and some are here this evening, including fellow Hall of Famers, Jim Giason, Diana Schafering, Don Morehouse, Jeff Brown, Doc Runco, Bruce Affleck. Other mentors, teammates of my father, Larry Patey, Bernie Federico. I've had other amazing coaches, such as Craig Higgs from the Junior Blues and Harvey Smeal when I was with the Chilliwack Chiefs. I was also extremely fortunate to play for one of the best coaches in the history of the game, Red Berenson. I will forever be grateful for my 4 years at Michigan under Red. What Red taught us was what it was to be a Michigan man, which is far more than just being a hockey player on the ice. I'm also thankful to Gary Talkman and the Chesterfield Hockey Team organization for allowing me to continue to be part of this great game as a coach for my kids, Bobby, Mia, and Olivia, who are carrying on the Gassoff family tradition as fourth-generation hockey players. People are always surprised to hear that all my kids play, not just my son, but my girls too. And we have a running joke that it's kind of mandatory in our family to play hockey until you're 18, and then you can figure out what you're going to do with the rest of your life. I'm also very fortunate to have some lifelong friends and teammates from hockey, such as Bill Traynor, who's here tonight. Billy and I played against each other for 2 years in the USHL. He was in Des Moines and I was in Sioux City. And then we played for 4 years at Michigan together. And we lived together and had the memory of a lifetime winning a national championship together in 1998 against Boston College. Go Blue. Mike Van Ryn, who's not able to be with us tonight, was also in Michigan with Billy and I. And we were also teammates on the Blues farm team in Worcester. Also in Worcester is Barrett Jackman. Jax was supposed to be here, but he's hung up at the rink a little bit tonight, doing his duties as a coach. Jax and I have been lifelong friends since Worcester. But Jax and I actually met 5 years earlier in Trail, British Columbia. The meeting was at center ice. We were beating the absolute tar out of each other. It was a line brawl. Our tilt went on for quite a while. Everybody else had been done for a while, and were watching us still go at it. Honestly, I thought it was a pretty even fight, but I must have been getting the better of Jax because when we ended up on the side of the glass, a bunch of his fans were reaching over and trying to get at me. One guy reached far enough, hit me on the top of the head, so I had to let go of Jax and excuse myself from him, and I went in the stands after his fan. The league kindly asked me to sit out a few games after that one. Jax and I still talk and laugh about that one. But without question, I could not nor would not be up here if it wasn't for my incredible parents. They're the reason I'm up here today. Dad, thank you for always giving me every opportunity to succeed and challenge myself and chase my dream. I will always remember the many trips we took together for hockey over the years. I will never forget when you used to visit me in Sioux City, Michigan, Peoria, or somewhere on the road, usually bringing some of my St. Louis friends who are also here tonight to watch me play. A few of my favorites that I'll never forget is when you took me to British Columbia to go to Chilliwack, going to the big house to sneak in a football game before one of our games, and the time we had a national championship in Boston. These are some of my greatest memories. Thank you for being in my corner. Mom, even if Rupert didn't have a time limit on our speeches, I wouldn't have enough time to thank you and properly articulate my appreciation for everything you've done for me in my life and my hockey career. From the beginning at Afton, I remember George and Angie helping get us a bag of hockey gear together when I was starting to play. And I remember playing for the AAA team in Michigan during my freshman year in high school, but still living and attending school in St. Louis. We commuted by plane every weekend and once or twice during the week for games and practices. I've never heard of anyone doing that. Thank God TWA had round-trip ticket pricing that year, $49 round trip. But thank God I also had you making it happen. I sacrificed most of my social life that year and many others, but that was my choice because I was chasing my dream. On the other hand, you had to sacrifice your life equally with no gain. You always selflessly given to me and so many others without asking or expecting anything in return. It wasn't long after that, I was 16 years old, and I went to Sioux City's camp in the USHL. Didn't expect much, but I ended up making the team. About 2 months later, it was time for me to move away from home to pursue my dream. As a kid still in high school. As a father of now a 15-year-old, I can understand how difficult that must have been. Funny story. My car was packed up and we're leaving for Sioux City in a couple days. We just finished dinner and we're in the family room watching the news. I was lying on the floor in front of the TV, and my parents were behind me on the couch. 60 Minutes came on. There was about to be a segment on Sioux City. I watched eagerly to learn about the town I would soon be calling home. However, what happened next was different from what I was expecting. The segment was about Sioux City and the fact that at the time, it had had the highest teen unwed pregnancy rate in the U.S. Not something you want your mom to hear when you're a sophomore getting ready to leave home. Boy, you could have heard a pin drop. I slowly looked back, hoping that my parents might have dozed off, which occasionally happened, only to find my mother's eyes glaring at me, followed by a "You better go unpack your car right now." Well, after some convincing by my dad and me that everything would be all right, we left for Sioux City, and the rest was history. I just want to clarify for the record, that was the statistic before I showed up to Sioux City. All right? Most people naturally think my toughness comes from my dad. While that may be partially true, much of my toughness comes from my mom, too. My son Bobby was invited to Sioux City's camp this past June, and we were able to see many old friends, teammates, and fans when we were there. They brought up old fights and even talked about the time I headbutted a guy in a fight from Des Moines, one of Bill's teammates. I had to sit out a few games after that one, too. However, their best memory of that event was watching my mom read me the riot act after I came out of the locker room. They still remember that and talk about that after all these years in Sioux City. Mom, thanks for constantly pushing me and ensuring I never got complacent. And Dad, you were always in my corner. Mom, Dad, I'm forever grateful to you both. I'm glad I can tell you tonight in front of everyone. This is as much yours as it is mine, and I'm proud to share it with both of you. Thank you. I love you.